Okay, let's call this meeting again to order. It is Tuesday, April 30th, 2013. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let's have a roll call, please.
Commissioner White?
I'm here.
Commissioner Stacy? Here. Commissioner Zoller is absent.
Okay, let's sign the journal and do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
I will second.
A good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Okay, roll call on that, please.
Commissioner Zoller is absent. Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Yes. Okay, old business.
I have Marty Stansberry from New York Life here scheduled at 10. Could we suspend old business?
All right, that would be fine. Mr. Stansberry, you want to address the board?
Sure. May I come up?
Yeah,
Okay.
please
Please do.
Please.
I've got a piece for each of you.
Okay.
We do have our auditor here if you want to give them.
All right.
We have an extra one in the second row there.
Okay.
Neither one do you want to volunteer?
There is a present New York Life plan in place, and Holly, you and I talked briefly 6-8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I had approached Holly about a voluntary payroll reduction life plan that New York Life offers, not knowing that there was already something in place with Seneca County.
Okay.
After I found out there was something in place with Seneca County, that there were actually only 2 employees on board, I did a little bit of homework, tried to find out what I could about the plan, and found out that there was 2 employees on it, and I spoke with you, Holly. I did find out from our home office that it's been in place since 1993 or 94, so it's been in place for 20 years. The plan that I had approached initially a couple months ago is a different plan that was issued back in '93. Our plan today is a guaranteed issue. There is no medical underwriting, there are no blood work situations, there's no physicals taken. Inside the brochure that I've given each one of you, there's a piece on New York Life, a little bit of the history of the company. It is the oldest life insurer in the United States. Some of you may or may not be aware of that. Financially, as a financial strength position, New York Life is at the top of the industry. Our core product is our whole life product, and I believe that was the initial plan that was put in place 20 years ago. And I'm not allowed to get the full information of the plan because I was not the issuing agent at that time, so I'm limited as to what I can find out. But I have spoken with the initial agent, and he is in Norwalk, Ohio. My office is in Upper Sandusky, and the plan that I'm trying to present is a guaranteed issue, and I have spoken with the home office. The plan that's in place could be rolled into this plan, which is much more attractive for the employees. The product is whole life, and in your brochure I listed the bullet points of the plan. The eligible employees would be full-time, employed 6 months or longer, up to age 70. Spouses, children, and grandchildren are eligible. All at guaranteed issue, and again, to repeat myself, that's no underwriting, no medical questions, no blood work, no physicals. So in essence, we're insuring people that maybe could not get insurance, life insurance outside of this. Pre-existing conditions don't matter. They can still sign up. So someone could literally be on death's door and still get this product. It is payroll deducted, which is attractive, I think, to employees. They don't have to worry about a monthly bill or writing a check. It is portable. meaning the product is owned by the employee. If they retire from the county or take another job, it stays with them and they maintain those group rates.
Does there have to be a time from the time you sign up till the collection? Is there a time limit? If I sign up this month and die next month, is the collection there?
It pays immediately.
Okay.
Yes, there's no small print, there's no
Okay.
smoke and mirrors with it.
Okay.
Sometimes with accidental death
Yeah,
benefits.
there's like a 2-year
there-
wait or
Yeah,
something.
there, and
Mhm.
certain things are excluded
Okay.
from being paid out.
Okay.
But no, there's no time limit that you have to be
Okay.
signed up.
Okay.
And literally, if you signed up on Tuesday and passed away on Thursday, it would pay.
Okay.
The premium's locked in, never goes up. And there is a disability waiver issued with all policies up to age 59 and a half. So someone who is 60 and over who signed up would not have the disability waiver, but anybody under 60 would have a disability waiver. And what that means is if they become disabled, the premium is waived, policy stays in force, New York Life pays a premium for them. The whole life product, it does build cash value that's guaranteed, and then there's additional cash value growth through dividends that New York Life would pay. And New York Life has paid a dividend for 150 plus straight years. So they have an outstanding dividend record in their history. The employee would have tax-free access to the cash value that builds up in the policy if they wanted to borrow it to pay off anything, whether it be a car loan or a repair to a roof, pay off a home. It's entirely up to them. Each year, the employee can add coverage to this plan. And again, it's at no medical underwriting, no physicals, no blood work. So they can start out with as little as $5,000. And the next year, during an open enrollment, they could add to it if they would like. And the same for their spouse, children, or grandchildren. And the application process is just a few minutes. I would service the program from my office in Upper. If the county would want to move forward, there's other paperwork issues that I would work out through the commissioners or the auditor, not knowing what's required here. But we put the plan in place in Wyandotte County in December, and they already had a life product in place, but it wasn't that well supported. And we were able to capture about 40% of the employees. So the interest was high. And additionally, they brought in spouses, children, grandchildren to the program as well.
There are certain parameters, I can't tell you offhand just what they are. We don't, we got a lot of these.
Sure.
And we don't just put all of them on there because it's just too much to keep track of.
Mhm.
Do you know what the parameters are by any chance? Either of you, Stacy or Julie?
It's either 10 or 15% participation. Remember, we just went to Guardian. We rolled everything into Guardian just last year. I don't think it had a time frame, but I'd have to check on it
Okay.
if we had to. Because I mean, people can drop out. They can drop their insurance if they want, but
Right.
I know we just switched to them last year.
Okay.
But it's
Guardian was in place in Wyandotte County.
Do you have any thoughts, Julie?
It's 10%.
10.
10%.
That's your participation rate?
You'd have to have 10% participation before
Yeah.
we would
Yeah, okay.
offer it.
New York Life for their guaranteed issue product requires 20%. The program has always been well received, I guess, and our numbers in Wyandotte County were very strong.
How do we have the one with just 2 participants on it then? It must have been higher at the time.
That's what I wasn't able to find out.
I'm guessing,
But I know it was a different plan 20 years ago as well.
we've been in communication with one of the employees to see about doing self-billing or personal billing
Rather
outside
than-
of payroll deduction.
Right. It makes sense.
Mhm.
Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I think, like I said, we talked about it before, and then, like I said, I thought, well, we already have other things offered, so wasn't sure, but, you know.
It is somewhat of a unique, different product with the disability waiver and the guaranteed issue, cash value.
Okay.
built in.
Currently, we have Guardian. It's our
Mhm.
life. I don't take the life insurance. I don't really
Okay.
follow it that much. All right. Well,
Do we have a normal I mean, like, a certain committee or anybody that looks at this stuff and?
I think normally we talk then to the auditor and come back at a later date and say yay or nay.
Well, we do have the elected officials group that's meeting on health
Thursday.
stuff. Unrelated, I mean, yes, no, related, but it might be an opportunity for us to float it out there a little bit to see if
Okay.
they wanna maybe put the feelers out with their employees. I don't know. I just
And I would
thinking
be
out loud as a way to share.
more than willing to do a little bit of the legwork if you want to meet with some of the departments and briefly explain the program to gauge interest. In Wyandotte County, that's what I did. And the interest was high, and I took it back to the commissioners, and they told me to move forward with it. But I throw that out just as an option.
I think from this office perspective, it doesn't make a heck of a lot of difference if we offer 1 million of them. It's the auditor that has to keep track of all of the different
Deductions.
different deductions of what money's going where and what's collected from whom. Do you have any thoughts on it at this point?
Well, I'm concerned with only the 2 participants already with the New York Life product.
Mhm.
And I know with, coming out of the last open enrollment and the last guaranteed issued product that the county had, remember those issues, Stacy?
Mhm.
And
Was that with New York Life or?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, it was a different vendor.
Okay.
But I know in the past there have been issues, it hasn't been as straightforward as one would seem with different products.
Wonder how this price compares to a Guardian. Is the price?
Well, is the
higher?
Guardian plan, what type of life insurance is it?
Couldn't tell you.
See, that's what I
It
found.
might be a term, I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
it
a term or
wasn't
whole life.
It
I'm not
wasn't
sure.
whole life, it was term or universal life.
It probably is term, but I
And
can't
term
say
would
that
be,
for sure.
is a much more economical product.
Mhm.
I have some rates.
Yeah, if you got some rates,
I
well,
can
that would be
make
helpful.
some notes for myself here.
They're not included in this packet?
No, no. The minimum is a $5,000 death benefit.
Okay.
That is a significant number, only because if you were outside of a group, you couldn't buy just a small amount like that. So this enables people to buy small amounts of permanent life insurance. The rates, and I ran these this morning, 35-year-old, and it doesn't matter if it's male or female.
Okay.
35-year-old, and is this county on a 26 pay
Yes.
plan? Okay. I ran a 26 pay plan. 35-year-old would be $7.02 a pay for $7,500. So that would be just $3.50 a week.
Mhm.
A 40-year-old would be $7 a pay, and that would buy $6,000. And a 45-year-old would be $7.40 per pay, and that would be for $5,000. 50-year-old would be $8.85 a pay for $5,000. A 55-year-old would be $10.90 per pay, or $5,000. And a 60-year-old would be $12.60 per pay for $5,000.
Okay.
Children rates, just to give you an idea, a 5-year-old, whether it would be a grandchild or an actual children of an employee, would be $3 per pay for $5,000.
Okay.
And a 15-year-old's like $3.50.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any other questions, Commissioner?
I do not.
Mr. Dolson, any questions? Any questions from the auditor's office at this point? All right, give us some time here, a few weeks, and we'll.
That's fine,
come back.
and I'll check back, okay.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you. More old business?
Old business, well, first off, I do want to mention, Fred apologizes he couldn't be here. He had a very important meeting on behalf of him and for Seneca County. He was meeting with, what was his name?
Jerry Ray.
Jerry Ray. He'd taken the mayor of Fostoria and the mayor of Tiffin down to discuss with ODOT, you know, the potential money that could come into Seneca County, so he did want to let everybody know that's where he was at, and that's why he couldn't be here today. I did want to bring up the phone systems. Today's the last day for that rebate. Talking with some department heads and elected officials, seems to be the consensus is pretty much that this is a commissioner's building, commissioner's equipment, that they didn't feel necessary that they would necessarily be able to put, or even be able to put any money towards it.
Yeah.
I mean, the majority of the departments are general fund, so we don't charge back general fund, it's all our money anyway. Some departments don't have issues with the phones, which is quite surprising. The majority do have issues. So I did email Fred and he said, well, maybe we should wait. This has been an ongoing problem. I mean, I've gotten quotes starting back as soon as, I think, 2006 I got quotes, 2008 I got quotes, and now again in 2013. So I guess I just need to know what your thoughts are. We do have the leases and rental monies in 215, so we wouldn't have to take any additional funds out of the general fund currently, but I don't know what other projects that may be coming up that we would need that money for.
We were talking about that's when we're doing the fire suppression at the jail, that's 48,
Yeah.
approximately 42 grand coming out of that.
So, what your thoughts? I mean, you hate to pass on a good deal, but I hate to see us rush into this and just
I do
not
too.
really be ready for it, just because the deadline's today.
Okay.
I think it is, hopefully there'll be another deal out there, I guess. I just don't
I
feel like we
guess-
should make that decision.
I guess that was my feeling too, and I think that's what Fred kinda said last week, if we can't get some other non-general fund monies involved, let's just hold off.
Right.
Okay. I will take care of that, and I will wait for direction whether I need to proceed.
Okay.
Or if I just, you know, I don't know, I think the title office needed a couple phones, so maybe I'll get some quotes on some phones that will work with that system. I know they're hard to find, and they are expensive when we do find them. So, we do have a couple issues, I think, at the auditor's office with two phones bad and some ports are bad, so we'll get those fixed and addressed.
Okay.
No, the rest is new business. That's all I have today.
Okay. Tanya, do you have any old business?
No, nothing yet.
Okay. The Relay for Life proclamation we're supposed to read Monday, do you have that
Yes.
ready? Okay, good. Commissioner Stacy's gonna read that Monday, and I just wanted to be sure we signed that today.
Yep.
All right. Okay, new business then.
Yes, I do want to make sure, there's a couple meetings that they need to make sure are RSVP'd. And I guess this one's old business because we brought this up before. The meeting on the 3rd, DeVoli wanted to know, and maybe you already have RSVP.
I did.
I did
I replied
as
by
well.
his email,
Okay,
yeah.
so he must just send out a general email for that.
Right.
I'll make sure he has all of you down. And then there's the 6-county luncheon that commissioners, clerks, and administrative assistants get together. This is one we haven't attended just because it's always fallen on either a board day it's never been convenient, or we had an open day to be able to go, but they were asking, it is on May 16th at the Bellevue Hospital. It's $6 a person, and it's the 6 counties. Didn't know if anyone was interested in attending.
I would like to go, yeah.
Okay,
I emailed Warren back and told him I probably would not be there.
okay. And I'll just email Fred to see if he's gonna be available to go. Okay. We have a couple resolutions. First resolution is authorizing an appropriation adjustment within the general fund, moving $899.94 into equipment and supplies. Here again, that was just there's a certain amount. If it's not over $1,000, it's not considered equipment, it's considered a supply, and we had already put the money in equipment, so we're just moving it back to supplies. I have a resolution approving the point and pay agreement for the Seneca County Juvenile and Probate Court to utilize the acceptance of credit cards for court fines and fees.
So if any of you get in trouble now in juvenile court, you can pay by credit card.
And that's all the resolutions I have.
All right, is there a motion to accept, to pass those resolutions?
Yes, I will move that we pass or approve the two presented resolutions.
And I will second that. Discussion on either of those? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Zoller is absent. Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Yes. Now we're on to any other new business.
I have the proclamation if you'd like for me to read it, or you can read it at the,
I think we can read it Monday if you just wanna.
for the Relay for Life.
Okay.
And I think Miss Stacy was gonna bring up the LGF, so.
Oh, yeah, we had the CCAO, the County Commissioners Association of Ohio, had shared information with us regarding Senator Seitz's proposal that drastically impacts local government fund distribution to several
If
counties.
you guys have bids, you can just set them up here in the corner of the.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a goodies cup. Yep. So I just felt that maybe we ought to, this came in yesterday, we ought to look at that. It does impact us. And so I kind of feel like it'd be nice to send some letters down in to our Senator Burke and to Rex Amschroeder as well as representative, and indicate that, you know, that we don't feel that that new distribution formula serves us well. I forget what I'm looking where I had the percentage. Do you remember what it was? Joe?
Yeah, it goes from 47 down to 30 or something like that, 45 down to 30.
Yeah. Yeah, guess we're at 45.
So we would lose money under that proposal in the local government fund. Once again. Yeah, I think, I agree. I think we should send these letters. CCAO, Commissioners Association, even send a sample letter so we can basically just kind of use that form. There's numbers to fill in there as far as our county particular numbers. I would hit Representative McLean as well, who is a part of Seneca County, and they suggest the Senate leadership in there as well, so it doesn't cost that much more to
Do a few more letters.
do a few more letters, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. No, I just, think it makes sense. This is, you know, why we belong to CCAO, so they can keep us on top of these things if we don't see them, and provide some feedback. So I think we need to speak out on that, so.
Okay, thank you for bringing that to our attention.
They did give us a resolution. I have to fill in the blanks of just the county, but I could read the title and we could finish it if you want to pass it today, or we can wait until.
Do you think we need a resolution? I think maybe.
I'm not as worried about the resolution, as long as we at least send the letters, so.
Yeah. I think you could just do the letters and we could sign them whenever.
Okay.
They are doing the budget right now. He's trying to get this into the budget bill.
Okay.
It's either gonna be a standalone bill or slip it into the budget, and we don't really know which at this point, so the sooner we can get them out, probably the better.
Okay. And that was McLean.
Dan Schroeder, Burke.
And then in the email, do you have a copy of the email?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they have the Senate leadership positions there.
Okay.
Mike just send those two. Yeah, you can put your bid up there, thank you.
Thank you. We will get those prepared.
Okay, I appreciate that. Is any other new from?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. I guess I skipped over Mrs. Wilson. Do you have any other new?
Yep.
New? One thing, Brian Glover had called me, just for information purposes. Brian is the director of the Commission on Aging.
Oh.
And he wanted to inform us that they're going to sell their downtown building. They have another set of buildings out at what they call the Somerset area, which is out by Autumnwood. And they were renting space to ECI which I can't tell you what ECI stands for, but ECI bought Clinton School, so they're gonna move out of that and they're gonna combine everything there at Somerset. I don't know that they have a time frame, but they're listing this property uptown now, and he just wanted to let us know, so sometimes rumors get started that there's trouble or something. There's no trouble, it's just they're gonna consolidate buildings. Okay, any public comment at this point? We got a few minutes for our bid opening yet. Okay, it is 10:24. We can't open bids till 10:30 because there might be another one come in the door between now and then. So we'll just kind of recess until 10:30.